Und nach wie vor, guten Morgen, Klasse, und nach wie vor steht Hers mit Kopf. Lustig, ja? Wie auch immer. Heute geht es um Adjektivendungen Teil 2. Was wissen wir schon über diese Endungen? Es gibt zwei Gruppen. Gruppe 1, Endungen nach fthe. Wir haben der, die und das. Alle in Einzahl, allerdings in der Mehrzahl, also Plural. Der bekommt die bekommt die und das bekommt die. Wenn wir einen Adjektiv vor dem Nomen haben, gibt es die folgenden Endungen. Bedenken Sie bitte, meine Herren, oder denken Sie daran, dass wir darunter zwei Gruppen haben. Wir haben noch eine Gruppe, Subjektnomen. Und dann haben wir, dann haben wir eine zweite Gruppe, Objektnomen. Die Endungen aber sind der nette Lehrer, Subjekt, den netten Lehrer, Objekt. Die neue Lehrerin, Subjekt, die neue Lehrerin, Objekt. Und dann für das Nomen haben wir das kranke Kind, Subjektnomen, und das kranke Kind, Objektnomen. Ja, meine Herren, Subjektnomen sind aktiv. Ich sage wieder, Subjektnomen sind aktiv. Dagegen haben wir Objektnomen, und Objektnomen sind, ja, richtig, sie sind passiv. Ich wiederhole, wir haben auch Objektnomen und die sind passiv. Und jetzt etwas Neues. Ich gebe Ihnen einen Tipp. Tipp. Ask yourself, I repeat, tip. Ask yourself the question, is the who, what doing? When you can answer this question with yes, then the subject is active. Otherwise, I repeat, otherwise, when answer to the question, is the who or what doing, no, then the object is passive. So, to tie that in with the previous set of endings, or the set of endings I've mentioned about a minute or so ago, when you've asked the question, is the who or what doing, and your answer is yes, that noun is active, and it is therefore the subject noun, which means that you use these first, second, and third set of endings. If, however, the answer to the question is the who or what doing, if the answer to that question is no, then the noun in question is not a subject, it is an object. It is an object because it is passive. And because it is passive, we know it is an object noun, in which turn, or it follows that these endings that I'm now highlighting, den netten Lehrer, die neue Lehrerin, and das kranke Kind, are the endings we used when the noun, a proper noun in a German sentence, is not the subject. We've also discussed and ascertained that of those 6 set of endings, 5 of them are the same. The adjectives here, oops, I'm just trying to start pen mode. The adjectival ending there, and there all end in E, regardless of whether the noun in question is a subject or an object noun. We have one little bit of help with the der nouns, okay? Because over here, as soon as we see en in front of a noun in German, we know that that noun not only is an object noun, it is a der noun. Now, I'm having some learning difficulties here because I'm using tablet mode and now have a red rectangular box. And be that as may, we are now going to learn about adjectival endings after a, which is called in English the indefinite article. So, when we look at a der noun, I'm just circling it, the der noun here, we see that you add an er to the adjective. Okay? With a d noun, you add an e to the adjective and also to the a. With a das noun, you simply add an es to the adjective and nothing to the a. These three sets of endings are for nouns, correct, but they are also for subject nouns, which means that this group of nouns here on the right are the endings we must use for a noun that is the object noun. And notice again that the pattern, as for the endings after der, die, das in German, are very similar. If I start at the bottom, we have es for das when the noun is an object, just as we have an es when the noun is a subject noun. Similarly, for d nouns, doesn't matter whether the noun is an object or a subject, the endings are the same. The endings are the same. It is only, gentlemen, when we get to the der nouns that the pattern, that the endings change, actually not the pattern, that the endings change, and we are again dealing with this en here, this en here. Okay? To complete this table fully, I've given you the endings for the adjectives when the nouns are in the plural. Remember, there is no plural of a in English or in German, so what German speakers do, they simply add an e to each of the adjectives and use it with a plural noun. Der Lehrer becomes die Lehrer. There is no change. Lehrerin, you add an nen to indicate that it is two or more female teachers. And with Kind, the plural, as you've guessed, is er, which tells you are dealing with more than two or more children.